Estimating square roots to the nearest whole number. Well, let's just refresh our memory on some square roots. What number times itself will give you 25? That would be 5. What number times itself will give you 49? Be 7. What number times itself will give you 81? That would be 9. What number times itself will give you 4? What number times itself will give you 36? And what number times itself will give you 144? That would be 12. 12 times 12 is 144. So what do we do when we have a question like that? What number times itself will give you 32? Well, there is no whole number times itself that will give you 32. So we need to estimate, or we need to round. In 6th grade, we do it to the nearest whole number. So if we were asked to estimate to the nearest whole number, 5 times 5 gives you 25. That's pretty close. You're 7 away from 32. 6 times 6 is 36. That's only 4 away from 32. So to the nearest whole number, 6 times 6 would be our best estimate for the square root of 32. Let's do a few of these. So the square root of 20, there is no number times itself that's going to give you 20, but we can get pretty close. Let's see. If we did 4 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. It's closer to 4. So the square root of 20 to the nearest whole number would be 4. The square root of 55. Well, 7 times 7, that's pretty close. That's 49. 8 times 8 would be 64. So which one is it closer to? It's actually closer to 7. So to the nearest whole number, square root of 55 would be 7. 71. Well, 71. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 9 is 81. So 77, which one is it closer to? It's 7 away from here. It would be 10 away from here. It's actually closer to 8. So estimating to the nearest whole number would be 8. Square root of 7. Well, 2 times 2 will get us pretty close. 3 times 3 will actually get us closer. 7 is closer to 9. So the square root of 7 to the nearest whole number would be 3. And the square root of 81. Well, square root of 89. 10 times 10 would be 100. So is 89 closer to 81 or 100? It's closer to 81. So to the nearest whole number, 9 times 9 is as close as you could get to the square root of 89. Let's just do a couple more here. So let's do the square root of 19. Square root of 19. Well, 4 times 4 will get us pretty close. 5 times 5 is 25. 19 is actually closer to 4. So our answer then to the nearest whole number would be 4 for the square root of 19. Square root of 41. Well, square root of 41. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 times 7 is 49. So 41, is actually closer to 6. So estimating to the nearest whole number would be 6. How about the square root of 58? Square root of 58. 7 times 7 is 49. 8 times 8 is 64. So square root of 58 is somewhere in between these two numbers. It's 9 away from 49. It's 6 away from 64. So it's actually closer to 8. And that would be our closest estimate, would be 8. The square root of 31. Well, it'd be right in between 5 and 6. Which one is 31 closer to? It's 5 away from here. It's 6 away from here. It's actually closer to 6. 6 times 6 is as close as we can get to the square root of 31. And we'll do one final example. Square root of 12. Well, let's see. 3 times 3 would give us 9. 4 times 4 would give us 16. It's somewhere in between here. 12 is 4 away from 16. It's 3 away from 9. It's closer than to 3. 3 would be our best estimate. 3 times 3 would be to the nearest whole number. So that's how you estimate square roots to the nearest whole number.